going into this, I could do it many different ways. I could rant like I normally do, or I could just say, I hate WrestleMania, or WrestleMania was the greatest thing ever. We, right now, as a community, are very divided. There are some people that generally liked WrestleMania, and there are some people that generally hated WrestleMania. There is only one point of view that hasn't been told, that I'm aware of, and that is someone who didn't actually watch it. This video is not a rant, it is going to be an editorial on my issue as a person watching wrestling. We're not going to be bashing any wrestlers, we're not even going to be bashing the actual show, really. Kind of. My argument going forward into this is that there is way too much hours trying to watch wrestling. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be mathematically getting into the exact hours and the exact days, the exact weeks, and really the overall issue that WrestleMania 35 had going forward. Without further ado, this is why I think WrestleMania was really way too long, and why WWE need to learn going forward that they need to change things. So if you look overall exactly what happened to WrestleMania, it was too long, and some people might have even given this a higher rating if it was actually shorter. Ladies and gentlemen, sadly we're going through an issue right now in wrestling where it's not even so much the product that we have issues with, it's the overall consensus that it's way too long. And WWE going forward need to reduce the hours of wrestling for people to actually enjoy it. I will be talking about my experience watching wrestling and why, in my opinion, it's just way too long. Number 1. Sunday pay-per-views need to change. I have absolutely no idea why no one's mentioned this, but Sunday is a horrible fucking day for a pay-per-view. As a lot of you know, most working jobs are, you know, working 9 to 5, or, you know, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, okay? And there are jobs where you have to work weekends, but most of the consensus is that majority of it is working Monday to Friday, working 9 to 5. Now, my overall issue, and one of the things, the reason why I didn't watch this year's WrestleMania, is that it fell on a Sunday. And most normal people with an actual life, and those people that actually want to do better for themselves and actually put effort in their lives, have worked the next bloody day. I honestly believe, and this might be a bit controversial, but I believe that pay-per-views on a Saturday are way better than a fucking Sunday. Now, some people might make the argument that, well, Jerry, UFC or boxing is gonna be on these pay-per-views. You know, we're gonna lose audiences. First of all, they have the network. There's no fucking way that even they could even say, oh, the ratings are bad. They've got the network, people are clearly paying for it, they don't really give a shit. The second option is that those people that are watching UFC and boxing are watching UFC and boxing. They're not going out of their way to watch professional wrestling. And also, it makes perfect sense. If you're working a 9 to 5 job between Monday to Friday and you're free on a Saturday, you'd watch it. Personally, for me, I would actually watch more pay-per-views on this channel if it was on a Saturday. And it's just an end result of why we, as people, need to ask WWE to change this. Sundays, in my opinion, are a horrible fucking day for a pay-per-view. It's a really bad day. Not only that, but the children, C-Nation, can't even fucking watch this because they've got school the next day. That's why most children can't probably watch it, because they've got school on Monday. It makes no goddamn sense. Not only that, but as a European myself, I'd have to stay up till 7 in the fucking morning on a Monday morning to then watch this show and go to work the next day. It's not economical, it's certainly not flexible for wrestling fans, and that's why I think they need to change it. Number 2. There's too many damn bloody hours. Here's a breakdown of all the hours that you would have to watch this month alone. So, if you were tuning in to WrestleMania, that is 7 to 8 hours of programming. That's also including the pre-show, which I won't add in here because, quite frankly, that's a shitload of hours as well. So God help you if you watch the pre-show. WWE Raw, as a lot of you know, is 3 hours. WWE SmackDown is 2 hours, which is subject to change to 3 hours in the next few months. WWE NXT, which I put next in there because I was so fucking lazy, is 1 hour or so. The total amount of hours that you would have to watch for this entire week is 13. This month alone, if you multiply that with Raw and SmackDown, and I don't even know if there's a pay-per-view at all this month, is 31 hours minimum for this month. That's more than a fucking day of watching wrestling. And at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, it is going to burn people out. And I do think WWE need to look at this and cut it fucking down. Otherwise, that's why people are tuning out. And that's not including anyone that wants to watch TNA, Ring of Honor, New Japan Pro Wrestling, AAA, or any other indie promotion or independent promotion that they want to watch. And for this bullshit where people say, I don't watch WWE, I just watch the independents. Bitch, please, we all know that you watch WrestleMania. If you watch that level of stuff, you're gonna watch WrestleMania. So, even if the show might be good or bad, at the end of the day, it is too long. And that's why a lot of people are tuning out. I could say that the storylines are bad, or I could say this wrestler's bad, or whatever, but that don't mean jack shit when you have to spend 31 hours a goddamn month watching programming. The minimum type of programming, even for Netflix, if you're binge watching it, is only a few hours. And that's even going out of your way to binge watch an entire series. This is just within a month. And that's also not including if people want to play video games or, you know, see their family or, you know, do normal fucking shit. WWE is literally putting this level of hours to people that are already working full time and already have stuff outside of it. And in order for WWE to be successful in the future, they have to reduce the level of hours. And that's my reasoning why a lot of people seem to like SmackDown now. The reason being is because it's only fucking 2 hours. And that's not really even a thing that people should be praising about. 2 hours. Yes, you're praising it for 2 hours. That's what a show is minimum. And it's too goddamn long. And at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, that's why the viewership has gone down. This argument that people are making it, oh, but this Raw got the highest rating of all time, the highest rating this year. If you look at it compared to last Raw, it dropped by 25%. I doubt any of the fucking news sources are talking about that. Of course not. At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, it is way too long for everyone, and it has to come a point where we have to say, enough is enough. At number 3, and my final point, YouTube highlights is a bad thing. Some people have made the argument that YouTube and the highlights on YouTube have allowed people to digest WWE in small quantities. Then why can't they do that on the main show? People that make this argument that, well, the highlights are on there and you can just check it out there. If you're reducing yourself to telling people not to watch the USA Network or any other network that's on this and just click on YouTube and not pay for it, then that's a bad business practice in WWE's part. Also, how ashamed are you of your entire product to tell people and pretty much guide them to watch YouTube highlights? At the end of the day, some of the highlights don't even highlight some of the stuff that they have on the show. So at the end of the day, you might miss out on some of the things that happen on Raw, little small things. And also, if you're critiquing on it, if you don't particularly like certain things, WWE just edit it out and make it look all crystal clear. like a glass of water. Oh, everything's fine. But then when you watch it live, it's a completely different story. They're diluting it. And just like an orange juice, if you dilute it, it tastes like an absolute fishy fucking flaps. They're diluting it with dirty water. And at the end of the day, that's what it's like watching this show live. If you're honestly telling your fans to not watch the USA Network and just watch the highlights, then doesn't that say that your product is fucking terrible? Guys, that's all I gotta say for today. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Quite a relaxing video, you know, a little somber today, but really I think that's the only response I could have for WrestleMania. And I actually highly doubt that I'll watch any pay-per-views in the future, because who really has time for it? This is General Jerry on the General Jerry channel, signing out.